Here's what I'm going to fish this weekend. Happy Friday. And if you're anything like me, you're already starting to think about what you're going to be fishing this weekend. So I wanted to share with you guys some of my ideas that I had, some of the things that I'm going to be throwing this weekend to catch some big bass. First and foremost, if we can, we're going to force a frog bite. But I did see something online that's really interesting. I saw someone saying that if you tie the strands on your frog like this, it kind of helps it look more like legs. And it really does. And as much as I'd love the frog bite to be always on, at least this year for me, this Jackall Pompadour has been the top performing top water bait for me. It's a crawler style bait, but what's really great about this one, it has only two hooked trebles, so there's no hook facing forward. So this thing, I can actually fish around vegetation like lily pads really well, and it'll kind of just crawl around it without getting hooked up on everything. And of course, if I'm fishing somewhere where it's open water, I'm gonna go to something like this. This is a Megabass Dog X Diamante, but any kind of spook will do. This is great, kind of like even just parallel down the bank and just bringing this back and forth, just as like a search bait, like your top water search bait. You can cover a lot of water and see if bass are kind of going to react to top water or not that day. Recently, this clear mini rig from Tornado Innovations is like the only thing I want to fish. It just catches so many fish. And recently, I just caught that 4-pounder out of my local pond with it. But I am going to start with the top water because the top water bite is really fun. But if everything is going wrong, I'm going to this. And we can't forget the blue gigi. Last time I was out fishing, I was so surprised to see so many bluegills still on beds. And actually, with that 4-pounder I caught on this rig, I was seeing a bunch of bluegill beds, and I was casting this outside of the outside edge of where those bluegill beds were, and sure enough, there's a big bass waiting there to eat some bluegills. So I'm gonna fish something like this. This is a Issei gill swimmer. So it's a big soft plastic gill shaped bait with a treble hook here on the bottom, but it just swims really nicely. Or you can also do things like a glide bait. So this is a Depths tiny bull shooter, or like the mini bull shooter. Both are great, but like a bluegill imitating bait. So this weekend, if you want to catch some monster bass, what you want to do is look for these bluegill beds and see like bluegill spawning, and then you want to look for either cover or vegetation around those bluegill beds. They'll kind of be clumped up in one area in the shallow, but you want to find cover because that's where the bass are going to hide during the day. Then you're going to take a glide bait or like a swimmer like this, and you're going to swim it on that outside edge of those beds near that cover, and hopefully the bass will come out and pick off your bait thinking it's a bluegill that got separated from the pack. But that's what I'm going to be packing in my tackle box this weekend. And again, the name of the game is going to be looking for bluegill beds and looking for those big bluegill eating bass. So what are you waiting for? Get out there.